Hi friends, welcome back to Mathsdale. Today we are working on simple interest, compound interest, multipliers. Right, if you see there's a thing written here. P is 5,000, R is 2%, and N is 3 years. So we'll start with simple interest. Now, P is the principal value, R is the rate of interest, and N is the number of years. Now, simple interest, compound interest, these are used in the banking sectors, mortgage, and all those things. Like how exactly we calculate. So now, simple interest. The formula for simple interest is really easy, which is PNR over 100. Now, what is PNR? Principal value, the amount you are investing in, the rate of interest what you're getting from your bank or building society or anyway, and the number of years you're investing it for. Sorry, this is n number of years and rate over 100. That's it. If you and this is how we just substitute in the formula to calculate exactly interest of simple interest value. Now, if you have zeros, just cancel the zeros. I'll show you the quick way of calculation. 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 5, 30. And add a 0. 300. 300 is the simple interest what we got it. Now, what will be the total value after 3 years? That will be 5,000 plus 300, which is 5,300 will be after 3 years. This is such a simple value. It is simple interest. Now we are working on compound interest. Now, what is compound interest? Compound interest is not that simple like simple interest. Compound interest got formula, which is P bracket 1 plus or minus R over 100 power n. Now, you have to memorize if you want to solve that. Now, P is the principal value. 1 plus or minus means interest increase or decrease. Decrease is called as depreciation. Like you bought a car, after a couple of years, the car value will be decreased. That is depreciation, depreciated value. So you use minus for that, and you put money in the bank or mortgage or anything. Every year the rate of thing will increase. Like you put money in the bank, after a couple of years the money will increase. You use plus for that. Like we'll use the same values. Like for compound interest, P is our 5,000. 1 is 1. Here we are using plus because we're putting the value. R is rate of interest, which is 2 over 100. Number of years are 3. Well, you can put this on the calculator straight and get the value. I'll show you how to put this on the calculator exactly. Like, if you can see my calculator. Now, you put 5,000 bracket 1 plus, and you choose this one, the fraction value, which is R. R is given as 2. So we'll put 2 over 100 and close bracket. And we go for power. The power is 3. So to put power, you go for that value, this one. Click on that and put 3 on it. That's it. That's the thingy. This is exactly put on the calculator. Click on that. When we get that, press SD to change the decimal value. This is the value after interest. So the value what we got is 5306.04. If you see here, if you see the difference between these two, in simple interest, we got slightly less value when compared to compound interest. In compound interest, we get slightly more value when we do that, because in compound interest, what it does, it'll put first year with that interest, then whatever value we get, we put in the second year with the same interest, then again whatever value you get in the second year, we put back again in the third year. So eventually the value will increase slightly. In simple interest, we just multiply all of them just like that, put the values there and calculate. And compound interest, this is how we do. So we get, now we'll do one more example of compound interest, saying that principal value is, think that you bought a car. You bought a car for £10,000, and you and the car value is getting decreased. Rate of every year the car value is getting decreased with a rate of, I'll say, 3%, and you kept the car for number of years is, we'll say, 5 years. Now obviously when we buy a car or a vehicle or anything, the rate of interest, that will go in the depreciation side. It will depreciate, it will go down the value. So let's put our this thing in the top formula, same formula, top formula, but use the minus sign. So what we are using P bracket 1 minus R over 100 power n. That's the formula will be using. So let's see, our principal value is, we bought the car for £10,000, put it back, 1 minus rate of interest is, means with the per year the car is going down by 3 over 100, and whole power number of years is 5 years, right? So let's put on the calculator again the same thing. So this is 10,000 bracket 1 minus, put in the fraction this one, which is 3 over 100 close bracket power 5. That's what it'll give us. So the value became 8587. So 8,587 pounds 34 pence. So this is the depreciated value. This is the decreased value, 8587.34 pence. So this is depreciated. So with the same formula, we can calculate the increase or decrease. So basically the amount gone down. If you buy a car, vehicle, or anything like that, this we use the depreciated value, this formula, like going downwards. Again, what exactly same logic, like we put the value for the first year, we subtract it down, then we take again, we subtract it down, take again and subtract it down for good for 5 years, and this is how the value became, the amount goes down. So the same formula, you can use both the things. But now if someone don't want to remember the formula, if they don't want to memorize the formula, finding it hard to memorize the formula, then we can use a different technique called multiplier. I'm going to show you now what the multiplier is. With the technique of multiplier, we can just get rid of the formula. We don't need the formula. We don't have to memorize the formula. We can just use the multiplier technique to just get rid of the formula and easily work out without the formula. So we'll discuss about the multiplier now. Like for example, if someone said that 20% increase, if a value is increased by 20% increase. So what we are going to use a quick word for that. 20% increase means technically it is 100 plus 20 over 100, right? So that is 120 over 100, and that is 1.2. This is multiplier. Same will work out as decrease. 20% decrease. If something is decreased by 20%, what we do 100 take away 20 over 100, which is 80 over 100. That gives us 0.8. So this is increase multiplier and this is decrease multiplier. It's easy to understand. You don't have to do all these things. Now, let's quickly work that way, like 30% increase multiplier. Okay, can you find out 30% increase multiplier? In your mind, it should be straight away 100 plus 30. 100 plus 30, that'll be 130. Now, 130 divided by 100, that'll be 1 point. So, 130, when you get 130 in the mind, that should be just 1.3 multiplier. That's it. That's a multiplier. 1.3 means that's increase. Same as if you work out 30% decrease multiplier. What will be 30% decrease multiplier? 30% decrease means 100 minus 30, which is 70. That's it. 0.7. Easy multiply, easy logic. So now in previous question about the formula what we discussed, this whole formula we can easily get rid of using the multiplier. So 1 plus or minus this whole lot, plus or minus this whole lot, you can just get rid of using the multiplier. So now the formula was P bracket 1 plus or minus R over 100 power n, number of years. So this whole lot will be gone with the multiplier. So like for example, if invested principal value is invested as 5,000, rate of interest is 3%, and number of years used is 5 years. Right? That's what we discussed, something similar to before. Like our principal value will remain. First thing, before we do anything, our percent increase, right? 3% increase. What is 3% increase in your mind? It should be 100 plus 3, like 100 plus 3, it's just 103. Then put decimal after 1. That will become 1.03. This whole formula, this whole lot is gone, and power 5 years, 5 goes on top, times 5,000. That's easy, simple, easy. So if you put this on the formula, simple, 5,000 times 1.03 power 5. That's our answer. That's it. That's simple. 5796.37. Easy. It's really easy. If you know the multiplier, you don't even need compound interest formula. Simple interest is just easy, as I said, and the compound interest can become really easy if you know the multiplier. Let's do some more thing like depreciated value, decreased value. Same thing we will use as depreciated, decrease now. This was the increase, and now we'll do decrease. Now if some value is decreased down and things like that. So if you invest, okay, what is the multiplier of 3%? Decrease. Decrease means minus. 100 minus 3. 100 minus 3 is 97. 97 means the 0 point should be before 97. So it's 0.97. For 5 years times 5,000. That's it. Put that on the calculator. So that is 5,000 times 0.97 whole power of 5. That's it. Answer is 4293.67. That's it. Easy. It's really easy. It's easy. If you carefully observe, carefully see how easy is that. Any value you put in, like for example, any person. Okay, let's do some more example. Like for example, increase. If you increase something by 9%, what is a multiplier for increase for 9%? You guys can calculate. Think 100 plus 9, 109. That's it. Decimal after 1, 1.09. Like one more example, we'll do decrease. If you're decreasing something by 8%, minus. Your mind should calculate 100 minus 8, which is 92. So 92 point, that's it, easy. Multiply is easy. It's really easy to calculate. Okay, let's now work on some decimal multipliers. If something is increased by 19.5%. Now, how will you calculate? Again, same thing, 19.5 plus 100. So that will become 119.5. Just write like that. And decimal should be, that's it. That's a multiplier. So if you see, if you see the third number after third decimal place will be the decimal place, actual decimal place in the percentage. So that will become 19.5. If I write down something like, say, multiply, this is my multiplier, 1.025. So now how we are going to pick it? What is a percentage out of that? The percentage out of that is, our first, these two are actual percentage value. So first is 0, second is 2, and the third will be the decimal place. So it's going to be 2.5%. Easy, right? Easy logic. There's nothing to be. Like, let's do one more, which is 1.4875. That's a multiplier. So now, what is the percentage increase for that? 48 is the tens value, so that is there. Then after that, from third decimal place, that will be decimal. So it's 48.75% increase. This value is 48.75% increased. Now let's work this decrease. Now in decrease, if you are decreasing down some value, like I'll say, can you decrease by 15.5% decrease? Now, what will be 15.5% decrease? In your mind, it should be 100 minus 15.5%. So that will become 84.5. So what we will write? We'll write 845. Bring the decimal in the front. That's it. That's your multiplier for decrease with the decimals. So 0.845 is the decrease multiplier for that particular decimal. Okay, let's do one more. If I say, can you decrease by 17.29%? So in your mind or in your calculator, anywhere you do 100, take away 17.29. So that will become 8271. Right? I'm not putting any decimal. Can you see I'm not putting any decimal to confuse myself? Like whatever value 8217, I'll put decimal here, then add a 0. That became the multiplier, simple multiplier. Then you can just multiply using anything basically on that. So that became easy multiplier to multiply the value. Get the thing easily done. Now, if something is given, like if they gave you some value and ask you to find out the percentage for that. They say, can you figure out the value for that percentage? Like for example, now they gave you 0.29. Okay, first thing is 0.29 is my multiplier. So what will be the thing, what will be the percentage one? If 0.29 is my multiplier, then in your mind you should be 100 take away 29. 100 take away 29. 100 take away 29 is 71. So that will be your percentage of decreased value. So that will be the decreased percentage. So in increased percentage is easy. In increased percentage, what you see, that will be the percentage basically. Like 9%, 1.09. If it's 1.09 given, you can just pick it 9%. But in like decrease one is 0.92. 0.92 means in your mind it should be 100 take away this particular value. That. Now using the same thing, I'm going to increase for the decimals, decrease for the decimal side. Like if I write down 0.295. Now in your mind, in our mind, it should be 100 minus 29.5. That's the exact logic for that. So if you do 100 take away 29.5, the answer will be 70.5. So that is our decrease percentage for that particular value. So are you understanding? You're getting the logic. You understand the logic, then it will be much easier for you to solve these things. So what I did is, okay, let's put one more here, which is 0.2957. If you're doing 2957 means 100 minus 29.57. So it's 100. Well, if you can calculate in the mind, you can calculate in the mind, but that's the logic, what you have to do exactly. So if it's decreased, that's what you do, which is 70.43 percentage. I'm sure you guys are understanding like how we are calculating the percentage, how we are doing that basically. Like it's easy trick to do increase. Increase, you can just pick it, but decrease, you have to, I repeat, decrease, you have to do 100 take away that if you want to reverse calculate the percentage. If you want to say that, what is the percentage of that particular multiplier? You do 100 take away that. Simple. And because to calculate the decrease percentage, that's what you do, 100 minus that, which is 0.92. So 0.92. Let's do some more questions on that to just get the proper understanding on that. Let's write down a couple of values like I'll say increase, the best thing, increase 35.5%. Increase something by 35.5%. So if you're increasing by 35.5%, thing is it's 100 plus 35.5 is 135.5. So we won't write that, we will just write down 135.5 and the put decimal here. That's it. That's a multiplier one. That's it. You got it right. Easy logic. Easy logic to understand that. Let's do some decrease. Like if we are decreasing something by, I'll say 15.85%. Can you decrease some value by 15.85%? So what we will do? We will do 100 take away 15.85, which is, that will become 8415. So 8415, put dot and 0. That's your multiplier. That's your multiplier. Simple, easy. 100 take away that. Now if they gave you something to calculate, now they gave you some value in decrease basically. So we are decreasing, we are using this multiplier 0.723. This is my multiplier. So what is my percentage? Now to get my percentage, what we will do? We will do 100 minus 72.3. That's it. It will give us 27.7. So it is getting decreased by 27.7. I think you should practice a little bit more on the decrease side. Like practice, it means like you should get the logic understanding of that. You are decreasing, you're subtracting it by 100. either ways. If some percentage is given, you take away from 100, that'll be the value, and you reverse it back. And increase, you just add it, and whatever you see extra bit, that'll be that. After 2 digit, the third is decimal. That's it. Simple. It's easy logic. Like VAT. Like for example, back then it was 17.5%, now it's 20%. VAT is now, if something is increased. If you go to shop, in the shop you see that the VAT is increased. Let's count 17.5. It was back then, but it's easy to understand. Something is increased. A shop say that plus VAT means VAT is added on top of that, right? So plus VAT means how much you're paying for that. So your mind or your calculator should calculate 100 plus that. What percentage is increasing? Like you're buying a product. For example, you're buying a product. Is showing that the product is £400, but you have to pay VAT on top. Now VAT is 17.5%. So VAT is 17.5%. You're paying 17.5 on top of the value. So your mind should calculate 100 plus 17.5. 100 plus 17.5 is 117.5. So this is our multiplier. Right. Now on your calculator, well, these things, obviously everyone use calculator, but what are we typing on the calculator? Quick trick is your mind should calculate 1.175 I'm paying. So you 400 times 1.175. Yes, you can put this on the calculator, simple, which is 400 times 1.175. That'll give you exactly what you're paying. You're paying £470 for that, whatever you're buying. If it says VAT is on top of that. VAT is on top of that. So simple as that, easy calculations basically. This multiplier can be used many different places, many places easily. If some shop, you went to a shop, your shop says that you're buying something, or like for example, if something is decreased, oh, this value is decreased by 23.7%. How we calculate? 23.7%. So 23.7% is 100 minus 23.7%. It became 763, which is 0. This is our multiplier. If they say that there's a thing which is £300 is decreased by 27.3%. So what is a multiplier? What amount are we paying for that? So this is our multiplier. We put that on the calculator. So that 300 times 0.763, that'll give us £228.90 for that particular product. Hope you guys understanding what I'm trying to explain. These multipliers are easy. In GCSE A level, many places you can use these multipliers, especially GCSE, like you can use this a lot. Easy calculations. You can get rid of compound interest questions, which we previously did it. You can get rid of these big formulas of compound interest. Well, simple interest is just P and R over 100. You substitute value in that, you get the answer. And that interest, you add it on top of that, you get it. But compound interest, this complicated formula, some people find it complicated. A complicated formula, you can just easily get rid of using these multipliers technique, basically. This is the easy logic, guys. If you carefully follow, carefully observe, carefully spend some time practicing on these questions, use these techniques. Your mind should calculate these techniques. You can, if you go to any shop, calculating VAT, increase or decrease value, anything, use the multiplier. Put on the calculator, you get the answer. Without any issue, without anything, you can calculate it. It's a nice and easy trick to calculate even for the exam or in the real life, in the regular life. You can easily calculate. Hope you guys like the video. If you like it, share with your friends and put in the comments if you want more videos, these kind of helpful quick maths tricks. Maths is easy. If you practice a little bit more, you can get it. So guys, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.